Oh, I didn't know we were on camera yet. I was just checking up on the news. Congratulations to the Oregon Ducks. 95 years since they won the Rose Bowl last time, so some of you were probably there. Oh, I'm sorry, Marv. I shouldn't pick on you this early in the year. Sorry about that. Besides, you're a Cougar. You wouldn't have gone to the Rose Bowl then. Good morning and happy 2012. Boy, time flies when we're having fun, huh? One thing I wanted to remind you about, next Tuesday, a week from today, is our annual kickoff breakfast. That's the Eugene Country Club. 8:30 is breakfast. The meeting goes from 9 to 12:30. We're bringing in a national speaker, in case you haven't heard, since I mention it every time you guys let me talk. And so Dirk Zeller will be here from Real Estate Champions, visiting with us, providing some great actual concrete ideas, but also just a lot of motivation, which is nothing wrong with a little bit of motivation, or a lot of motivation, so that's a good thing. One thing I wanted to visit about this morning, over the weekend I was looking at our year-end stats. Year-end stats is the company, year-end stats for the whole MLS, year-end stats for individual agents. And it struck me as I was going through our agent list and looking and seeing how each individual agent did, on all of the agents that I could go, well, yeah, they do that because they focus on this or they focus on that. And it could be the obvious, like, well, so-and-so did well because they focused on foreclosures or short sales or whatever. But it isn't just the foreclosures and the short sales. Some people, I looked at their production, went, wow, they had a great year. They always focus on their past clients and making sure they get back to people. They always focus on this and that. One thing that struck me is the people that didn't have maybe as good a year as they would have wanted, I couldn't off the top of my head go, well, they focus on X. So I guess my challenge for you this week is think about who you're focused on. What are you focused on in your business? Those of you that have been through our business planning class, we looked at what your business was last year, where that business came from, and then looking ahead this year, what's your focus? Because one thing we know in any real estate market, but especially the market we're in now, you really have to have a focus as to what your target customer is. In other words, you're not going to be a commercial agent today and then this afternoon be a residential agent and then tomorrow be a short sales specialist, etc., etc. Doesn't mean you're not going to do a little bit of each of those, but really, what is your focus? Decide where your bread and butter is, because I think as I look back at the agents that performed very well last year, they all had a focus, whether they knew it or not. I could sit from a little bit of afar and go, well, that's because they've done a great job focusing on X. So just a little bit to think about on that. We've got a couple birthdays, both in the Corvallis office. Frank Gast and Lori Moss are having birthdays this coming Friday. Anniversaries, Brent and Marie Boyder this Thursday are celebrating 3 years with RE/MAX Integrity, and Ann Fay on Wednesday, 3 years. Both the Boyders, boy, I'm having a hard time talking, and Ann do a great job and represent our company well. We're sure glad you're with us. Terry Cummings, speaking of somebody that represents us very well, has been with us 11 years this week. Somebody said, well, hold on, you forgot to list Terry with Cindy last week. They actually came at 2 different times. Judy takes full credit for their marriage, just in case you were wondering. So that's a skinny on that. I guess Terry followed Cindy over here a week later. Talking point of the week, which I think is a great one. You know, sometimes I beat myself up. I'm sure you do the same thing with, God, I screwed that up. I could have done better on that. I could have done that a little bit differently. I love this quote. Only the mediocre are their best at all times. Only the mediocre are at their best at all times. So that's what I've got. I'll see everybody next Tuesday. Have a wonderful first week of 2012.